for the day. It's not been a pretty session, and we've been on top of that, starting with that gap down open and closing also now down closer, just below that 9,000 mark, down about 200 points. Now we've got on the lower side, names like a Shriram Transport today, Motherson Sumi seeing double-digit cuts, IndusInd Bank following suit, and that, in fact, the entire banking and financial pack. So, for example, Bandhan Bank was down close to 10%, RBL, Access, Bajaj Finance, and a couple of brokerage downgrades coming in there as well. ICICI Bank also, of course, with some concerns around exposure to that Singapore-based fund. We had Z continuing its knock. PVR also seeing yet another downward trajectory today. Metals, of course, completely bent out of shape in today's session. Mahindra & Mahindra, Tata Motors, where we saw some meager respite for a couple of sessions, took a major U-turn once again. Reliance, interestingly, closing just about flat, was looking weaker a little earlier in the day. Other blue chips like TCS, L&T also down about 4% on close. Infi as well, 3.5% there for it, Infi. So what managed to hold out was FMCG, which has been of late. So ITC, HUL, just minor cuts on that. Britannia, in fact, closing in the green. Nestle in the green. And, of course, Pharma. That has been the favorite. It continues to be across the board. Even if not major gains, still seeing just about a flat session for some of those pharma names. And Aurobindo, of course, stood out. I think it's closed it up a circuit. It's had a phenomenal day on that US FDA approval coming in. DRL also up about 4% Ipca Lab 6%, Cadilla up 3%. So not a bad day for across the board for some of those pharma names. So that really gives you the entire setup. Auto ancillaries took a knock, so not just Motherson, but Bharat Forge, for example. That's where we saw some of the major pressure coming in from financials, media, metals, auto, really across the board. We've seen quite a bit of a knock today. Concerns weighing on the market, of course, with regards to crude, demand, recession, lack of stimulus, and possible extension as well of the lockdown. No one knows for sure exactly where we're headed.